we didn't know how far we were gonna go as a team or as a couple, and we're pretty happy because a lot of people are starting to see what we express, what we feel, what we like.
Welcoming Strictly Salsa under the direction of Albert Gomez. Albert has worked with the top dancers in the industry, including Natalie Resnick and Romina Dugal from So You Think You Can Dance Canada. Okay? And then we have him also working with Trey Armstrong, with specializing in tricks for the film Move the Beat Around. Now Albert wants to show these amazing tricks in this next choreography.
After the show was over, Liz Imperial came to the back and she asked me if I was a salsa choreographer, and I replied, yes, I was the one. She nodded and she liked it.
Strictly Salsa!
Everybody knows that Salsa, the motion picture, is my favorite salsa movie of all time. Who are the two choreographers for this movie? Liz Imperial is the associate choreographer, and the main choreographer, who happens to be my favorite salsa choreographer of all time, Kenny Ortega. Liz Imperial is an Emmy Award director and is a choreographer for the world tours for Madonna, Jennifer Lopez, and Gloria Estefan. And I had no clue that she was one of the attendees for the weekend and that she was watching a Strictly Salsa show. I was just asked to do a performance of dance choreography for the Toronto Teacher Expo, and they told me it was all professional dancers and studio owners from all across Canada that would come for a convention for the weekend, and that was it. After the show, when Liz and I were having a deeper conversation, she mentioned to me that the production reminded her of a movie that she made in the 80s, Salsa and Dirty Dancing, and that I probably don't know about it. And I smiled and replied to her, Kenny Ortega. In my head, the only thing was going through was flashbacks. 1988, my friend Johnny and I skipped school. We were, 12 years old probably, 13 years old, and we ended up watching Salsa the Motion Picture at theaters. We had the best seats, front row, we were excited. The music started, the movie started, and I turned around, there was absolutely no one in the theaters. So I turned to Johnny, I said, is this movie good? Because there's no one here. He said, bro, you're gonna love it. We continue watching with awe, and we love every dancing scene. At the end of the movie, we just locked eyes and had a big smile, and we both knew we didn't have to speak to each other. We just wanted to be Rico and Kenny Ortega from the Salsa the movie. We ended up going home and practicing in the mirrors for hours, all these salsa dance steps. Eventually, we ended up buying the VHS tape for Kenny Ortega, and we had learned every single move on that video. Johnny became so obsessed with this movie that he ended up buying two posters, one for himself and one for myself, and he framed it. And we put my poster in my dance studio, and of course, it was always displayed there of our love for the Salsa the movie, our passion, and our dreams.
Esto no es un cuento, es historia real, es pasión.
And that's when I knew that not only that I wanted to get into salsa seriously, but I knew that one day I wanted to do a film and I wanted to choreograph and dance. And that's when I called my uncle and we started practicing at Rico Club, of all the clubs named Rico. And that was Johnny's first dance lesson. And my uncle was so happy to see two young kids trying to learn how to dance with all these adults.
It's hot, caliente. En la primavera del 88.
Let's fast forward this to the early 2000s. I get a phone call from a team, Inside Productions, where the producers of the Canadian Idol show mentioned to me that John, the owner, is a fan of the Gomez family, and he wanted to produce a documentary about dance, and he wanted the Gomez family to be part of it. John and I had a friendship. I had done his birthday party and his corporate event, so he knew me personally, and I just couldn't believe that we were gonna do a scene about our family being the pioneers in the salsa in Toronto. So I had to put the signature move, the Rico, the salsa move. I'm showing this to my brother Ronald in that scene, and the poster's right there in the studio while they're filming this. This is amazing because when the scene's finished, I just looked at the poster and I couldn't believe that I was actually doing that move, and everybody's gonna watch this. Fast forward to 2008, Natalie is in So You Think You Dance Canada, and the guest choreographer for one of the episodes happens to be Kenny Ortega, and I was just living through Natalie's experiences with a big smile and so happy for her because she had worked so hard to get this opportunity in the studio and she deserved it. And I was so happy that she was in the show with my all-time favorite salsa choreographer, Kenny Ortega. Fast forward a few years down the road, I get a phone call from Natalie. Natalie at this point is living in Los Angeles, and she just tells me that she just finished doing an audition for Kenny Ortega for the world production of This Is It from Michael Jackson. And I was just so proud of her that she got a chance to be in that world. And of course, this is going all through my head while I'm talking to Liz, and I can't believe that two kids with a big dream of just dancing, and then eventually myself one day to be part of a salsa show or a film. And it does happen when you have dreams and you work hard and when you have support. I had the Gomez family support, and of course my other family, the Strictly Salsa family. I could have never done this without the help of my whole team and my family, which I always love very deeply in my heart, and I always keep all of them in my memories, in my diaries, and this is my story.
Wow, thank you so much, Strictly Salsa. I hope I look like that.
If you believe in yourself first, dreams do come true.
Strictly Salsa!
Albert came to me one day, he says, Alberto, can you teach me how to dance? I said, sure, no problem. But I didn't think he was serious.